Hey guys, Brennan here again with another Fly Fishing 101 video from True Fly Supply. And this time, since autumn's coming up, I want to talk about streamer season and all the gear that you're going to need for streamer season. So I kind of got a lot to cover in this video, so I'm going to go over things pretty quickly actually here. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First and foremost, if you're anything like me during the summer, and your wading choice is flip-flops, not really gonna cut it for streamer season. You are going to definitely want a good pair of waders. I got these are Simms Freestones. I think they're not super expensive, but it's a good wader option to get into. Boots to go along with those waders. You got Patagonia waders, you got Simms waders, you got Hodgman's waders. There's umpteen different brands to choose from, and just about any one is gonna, keep you dry. Moving on from wading, let's go ahead and talk about packs. Some people prefer sling packs. I personally prefer my hip pack, but it all comes down to personal preference. The good thing about a sling pack is you can kind of throw it over your shoulder and go ahead and put all your gear right in it, in case you wade, up to the bottom of your chest. There's also fishing vests. I currently don't own one. I used one, not really my cup of tea, but again, everybody's choice is a little bit different. Like I said, prefer my hip pack. Hip packs have come a long ways. I can fit 8 fly boxes in this thing, as well as have plenty of room for indicators, leader, tippet, even spare fly lines, weights, the whole 9. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that down. And again, moving through this really quickly, having a lightweight water option is really nice to have. Now you can carry around your metal water bottle. I personally, I like this. I got it from a company called Hydra Pack. It's collapsible. I think this whole thing weighs, I don't know, does it even say on here? It does not. But again, super lightweight, good to have. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that on the floor. Moving right along here, we got a couple different options as to fly storage, and looks like one escaped actually. So right here we got the tacky, this is actually the tacky Big Bug box. I've been using this for many years. Like 2 years ago, I think, they came out with a Predator box that is also excellent for holding streamers. But for what I need it for, the this is the Big Bug box. Does exactly what I need. So I'm able to fit fairly big streamers in here, no problem, and still have room to close it. I'm just gonna lay those in there. Another cool product that I think is awesome for fly storage is the Fish Pond Sushi Roll. So as you can see, it's just a little mat that you unroll with actually a foam core in the middle, and you just pick your fly out, roll it up, and then go ahead and set the Velcro straps. And actually, the cool thing about this sling pack is it holds a lot of different sizes of these. This is the small. I think this is the medium, but anyways, they have like a small, medium, large, and even an extra large. And so these things are super awesome, super versatile. And as you can see, this pack here holds 2. So there's no telling how many flies I just shoved in this pack right here. And then there's the big mamma jammas, the boat boxes. I personally keep all my salt flies in my boat box. There's a few odds and ends, like I'll keep frogs and poppers out, maybe some mice patterns. Actually, in my boat, I have a larger boat box that I keep all my warm water stuff in. But this isn't something you'd carry down to the river. This is probably something you'd throw in your truck and then just pick out kind of the flies that you would need for that particular watershed. So I want to, now that we're done talking about flies and fly storage, I want to talk about something that's super important, and that's safety. So always make sure you have a good pair of sunglasses, polarized, and then, you know, even a buff, because you're swinging around those big flies and they're coming back at you, and you really don't want to ruin your day by catching one of these big flies either in your face or in your eye. So definitely push for sunglasses for umpteen different reasons, eye protection being the very most important. You don't need to get need to get carried away with your sunglasses, so you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on Costas or Smiths or whatever, unless that's your cup of tea. These are, you know, these are sun clouds. Pretty much every fly shop has them. They're about, I think they go around for like $40 or so. So super inexpensive, especially, you know, to protect your eyes. So one more thing that you're gonna need are hemos or pliers. But one particular thing that I want to kind of draw your attention to when you're looking for a good pair. Obviously, whatever feels ergonomic to your hand and whatever feels comfortable to you is going to be one of your best options. But kind of one of the things that people don't really talk about is this is just a cheap pair of hemos, is where, you know, these are hemos that are actually designed for fishing. And what I mean by that is if you actually look, and I can't really zoom in here, but these cheap hemos that are meant for, I'm assuming, medical purposes, have ridges that go all the way out to the end of the nose point, as where on fishing hemos, the tip from about halfway all the way to the tip is completely smooth. And that's when you're trying to pull flies out of fish's mouths. You don't want to have the ridges come all the way to the top, because if you're trying to pull it out and you slip up and you nick your tippet, well, you've just weakened your tippet, and so you don't want to try and fish again after you've dragged those ridges all across, you know, that delicate line. So just something to think about. You know, I'm not saying you can't use these. I'm just saying there's a reason why these are developed the way that they are. And there's all sorts of these. You got your mitten clamps, you got actual pliers, then you got hemos. And I personally like hemos because I can just clip them on to my pack and just kind of let them do their thing. Another thing that I want to talk about too for streamer season is your tippet. So you're going to spend most of your summer fishing with 3, 4, 5, 6X, and I've heard of people fishing with 7X. I personally don't do it, but when you get into your streamer season, you're definitely going to want to rope up and go ahead and use like your 2X, or I even use 1X with where I live now so often that I just keep it right here on my wrist ready to go, so I can just go ahead and pull that off whenever I need it. And lastly, before I get into flies, what kind of fly rod should you be throwing? So this is my Scott Radian. It's a 6-weight rod. I use this for my streamer fishing. It's got enough backbone to really get those flies out to where they need to be. Once you get into throwing those bigger flies, you know, you're gonna need a stiffer rod that's gonna have the capability of throwing those bigger flies. You can sort of get away with it with your 5-weight. I've known some 5-weights that are a little more stout, and so it does a better job at getting the flies out there. 5-weight is really good for it's a good all-around rod for throwing streamers, and as well as your nymphing and your dry flies. So, you know, 5-weight's really good, but I personally push for 6-weight if I'm throwing big articulated streamers. One more thing that I want to talk about, and this is kind of a shameless self-promotion here, is our supply drop that comes out every month. And at the recording of this video, there's actually 24 flies that come in each subscription. And as we move into the fall months, this actually comes with some streamers. We're going to be sending out some streamers because I know a lot of people are getting into brown trout fishing right about this time of the year. So go ahead and check this out. This is a great way to get some flies delivered to your door each month. And like I said, moving into fall, going to be streamers in this box. So that's a little bit of added value to that. And I want to talk about one more product. I don't actually have it right in front of me. It's over in our warehouse, and that is our trout streamer selection. So I kind of want to cover what that is in case some of you are new to streamer fishing and you don't have a whole lot of streamers kind of just lined up ready to go. This is actually our streamer box that we sell, and again, at the recording of this video, it's going for $60, and what's included for that $60 is 16 flies. 16 flies. That's 2 flies of each pattern that we have, and the patterns that we have are, we have 2 mice, 2 tandem terrorizers, we have 4 sex dungeons, so 2 black ones and 2 olives, we have a gray goblin, a conehead whitey, and a zoo cougar, and an autumn assassin. So again, that's 16 flies that you get for 60 bucks. And you know, this is a great way to go ahead and build out a streamer box for those big browns right out of the gate. You know, if you don't have either time to go to the fly shop, or you just kind of want to jumpstart your streamer box for this fall. So anyways, I think that just about covers everything. So thank you for joining me on this Fly Fishing 101 series. And if you want to stay up to date on our latest updates or newsletters, go ahead and join our newsletter. We go over one sort of product promotion each week, and we talk about a new aspect of fly fishing each month. And this is also where I release all the Fly Fishing 101 videos, as well as any other information. So thanks for stopping by.